Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back to the homestead. So I want to give a recap on how my meat birds are doing. They are now 2 weeks old and they are doing so good. Let's head inside the brooder and see how they are. Alright friends, so they are all doing really well. They are getting nice and big. They are eating and drinking just fine. And they are, like I said, about a little over 2 weeks old. So they have until they are 3 weeks old here in this brooder, and then we're gonna go ahead and move them outside. So I know in a previous video we talked about moving them to the orchard, but my husband and I have been talking and we kind of decided that probably wouldn't be a good idea. So let's head down that way and we'll discuss why we're not gonna be moving them to the orchard. What are you doing? Real quick, friends, while I'm out here, I want to show you these elderberries, and it looks like I'm going to be doing some elderberry syrup very soon. So I noticed a vine on this elderberry bush. I about touched it because I really noticed these little nodules or whatever first, and I was like, what in the world is that? And then I noticed it was a vine. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. I think it's poison oak or poison ivy. So I'm going to show you guys and drop it down in the comments what you think this is. I'm going to try to look it up, but it looked a little creepy. So let me show you what it looks like. Alright friends, so we are down here in our orchard, and this is where we wanted to put the meat birds because of how well the grass did on the other side where we had them last year. So we really wanted them to come over here. We're going to put them around the trees, and that way they can poop and do all their glorious stuff to make this area really rich. But we realized it is the middle of summer. It is August. It is hot and humid. So we have no shade over in this area right here, and that's not going to be good for our meat birds. They need shade. We are going to put up some tents. They're going to have their chicken shelters to go into, but that's not natural shade, so it's not going to be as cool as like going under a tree or going into a bush. So we decided not to put them over here this year. As these trees continue to grow, they will produce a lot of shade later on in the next few years. Then we can start bringing the chickens over on this side. But as of right now, we just do not have the shade to keep them protected from the sun and the heat. So we are not going to put them here this year. We are going to put them back where we had them last year. We need to go ahead and get our fence up. We need to get the chicken shelter in that area and get them ready, because next Wednesday we will be moving the meat birds to their new area. So let's head over to the new area, to the old area that we put them last year, and talk about how it's going to look for this year. Alright friends, so this is where we had them last year, and this is where they were shaded. As you can see, we're in shade right now. They had this tree, they had these bushes, they also had this bush right here, and then behind the bush they had another tree that they were able to go into for shelter. So this is the other tree that we have for shade, and each paddock, so we broke this section up into 5 different rotations. So there's 5 rotations here. Our first rotation we had was with the tree. Second rotation we had was with this bush. Third rotation we had was with the other tree right there and those bushes. And then we went ahead and did our 4th rotation long ways right there. There wasn't any shade, and we noticed that they really struggled with that. So we're hoping that we would be able to rotate them back to the tree with our 4th, and then back to the bushes again. Should give us enough time. We will see, but they did good last year. We didn't lose any birds last year. We noticed that they were just so many birds that we needed to make 2 shelters, and so we ended up doing that, and we have our 2 shelters right here. So this is the first shelter that my husband made. This first shelter is perfect. There's been no issues with it. The second shelter that we made, unfortunately, is the one that got destroyed in the heavy winds that we had. So we have to fix this shelter. But for now, this shelter will be plenty because they are small right now, and then we only have 77 versus 140. So for right now, we're gonna go ahead and fix this one, but we're gonna use that one for sure next week. Alright friends, so now we have it in the spot that we want it, and then it's just gonna, we decided we're gonna do like a zigzag. We're gonna go down, over, down, over, down, over, until we use up this whole section, and then we will rotate to the next paddock that we are gonna have the chickens in. All right, so that's it for now. We'll put the fence up later because 1 week is a lot of growing time for this grass and I won't be able to mow inside that perimeter if I do that now. So I'll go ahead and wait, and probably 2 days or the day before I go ahead and put the meat birds in, I'll mow it, we'll put up the fence, and we'll let the chickens in. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is just us preparing to put our meat birds out on pasture. I'm super excited because that's when they absolutely start doing so good and they just get so big so fast. But don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. As always, I hope all is well and have a blessed day.